and they make a request, and you could reject it and say, no, I don't like it, this is a terrible idea, you would repudiate this.
Senator Eleanor Prentice Shaw, does it bother you at all your son repudiates so many of your more controversial policies?
No. It was refused, rejected, rebuffed, repudiated.
It's kind of a confrontational word, because if you repudiate something, then you're really letting the other person know that you're a bit unhappy, that you don't like this, and you are rejecting it, you repudiate it. The professor repudiated the students' request to postpone the exam. So right now, I would like to advocate for you to write us a comment and let us know an English word that you have recently learned. It can be any word, a noun, an adjective, a verb. Just let us know. We love hearing from you in the comments. If you don't write us a comment, I'm not going to bemoan the situation. I'm not even going to admonish you, but we would really appreciate it. And if you do, I will placate you by coming out with another lesson next week. If you would like to sound smarter and be smarter, then this lesson is for you, because I'm going to tell you 10 nouns to help you do just that. Many of you out there have said you would like to learn more advanced vocabulary words, and that's what these 10 nouns are. They're not only going to help you sound smarter, but they're going to help you more accurately express your thoughts, opinions, and ideas. They also happen to be 10 of my favorite nouns. So as I go over these nouns, I am going to give you the pronunciation, tell you the meaning, as well as talk to you about how they're used in context. So let's just get this show on the road. The first noun is this one right here, quid pro quo. And it is 3 words. Each word is only 1 syllable. And if you're saying it together, the stress is kind of on that first word and that last word, quid pro quo. And what this means is it is something that is given or even taken in return for something else. So it's kind of like you're doing a favor for someone in exchange for something else, and that would be considered quid pro quo. Often we hear this when talking about politics. Somebody gives a politician money, and then that politician does something in return for them, and they would refer to it as quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo, Mr. Powers. I need some quid pro quo from you. Quid pro quo. I need you to tell me.
Maybe you're negotiating with somebody, and you're like, I'm going to need a little quid pro quo if I do whatever favor it is for you. If you want us to donate to your campaign, we'll need some quid pro quo. The next noun, which is one of my favorites, is catch-22. This is 2 words. It's a compound noun. The word catch is just 1 syllable, and then 22 is 3 syllables, and the stress is on that final syllable. Catch-22. The word comes from a famous book by Joseph Heller, which is titled Catch-22. And the meaning of a catch-22, see if you can follow me, is it is a problem that cannot be solved because the solution to the problem is inherent in the problem itself. Now, you may be thinking, what the heck are you talking about? And it's often referred to situations where, again, you can't solve the problem because the solution is within the problem itself, and it's just like this circular loop. So this is a great noun to describe this type of situation, and again, it's just like a standalone statement.
When you are tough, they resent you, and when you are cool, they walk all over you.
Catch-22.
There's no unspoken thing.
Well, it's a catch-22 because if you said that it would be spoken.
Part of their parole is that they're required to have a job. The catch-22 of it is not that many people are that excited to hire a felon.
We don't really use this noun with any adjectives. It's just really that standalone statement. And you would describe something and say, it's a catch-22.
It's a catch-22.
Next is epitome. And this noun has 4 syllables, and the stress is on that second syllable, epitome. This is a word that when you see it, many times people may mispronounce it because the 3rd syllable has that schwa, And the last syllable is that long E, epitome. Epitome. And what it means is a person or thing that is typical of a class or group as a whole. Something that possesses to the highest degree what this whole group is all about. And therefore, we say that something is the epitome of something else, kind of giving an example, saying that this thing best represents this whole group. It's the epitome of something. Interactive English is the epitome of English teaching excellence. And if you agree with that statement, then go ahead and hit that like button down below. It's kind of like a quid pro quo. I teach you new nouns, you hit that like button, it's a fair exchange. Another great noun is dichotomy. This word has 4 syllables and the stress is on that second syllable. Dichotomy. And that third syllable, it has that schwa, that sound. Dichotomy. What it means is the division or contrast between two things that are represented as being opposed or entirely different. So let me give you a couple examples of a dichotomy. You could have science and religion, two things that you can compare, and they're kind of opposed to each other in some ways. Also, city life and country life, completely different, but we can still compare them. And when using this noun, you say the two things that you're comparing.
Dichotomy of good and evil.
The tired dichotomy of jock artists.
Often we use it with the preposition between. You talk about the dichotomy between two things. For example, we could say, we're studying the dichotomy between economic development and environmental protection.
Environmental protection.
The next noun is myriad. This word has 3 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. That MYR sounds like a myriad. And a myriad is a very great or indefinitely great number of things. Often it can be used as a synonym for various. You talk about a myriad of something. There's a lot of variety. There's a great number of these things. There's a myriad. There is a myriad of trees in the forest.
There's a myriad of trees in the forest.
The next noun is credence. This word has 2 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. Credence. And what it means is the belief as to the truth of something, that you're kind of, there's a belief and it's showing that belief is true.
I never gave these stories much credence.
He's a criminal and a terrorist. People aren't going to give him credence.
And no, we give them no credence at all, Larry.
And often you may find this noun with the verb give. Something gives a belief credence. It makes it seem a little more true. For example, the email they discovered gave credence to his unethical behavior. Next is malaise. This word has 2 syllables and the stress is on that second syllable. Malaise. And this is not a great noun. The reason I say this is because its meaning is a vague feeling of physical discomfort or uneasiness as an early sign of an illness. So if somebody is just starting to feel ill, then it's very possible that they might experience malaise. I experienced bad headaches and malaise before deciding to go to the doctor. The next noun is sycophant, and this noun has 3 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. The spelling may throw people off to the pronunciation, but that SYC is just pronounced sycophant. And the meaning of a sycophant is a person that tries to gain attention by flattering wealthy or influential people. So this is not a good noun. You don't want somebody to call you a sycophant because it basically means you're sucking up to somebody else for no real reason. It's pathetic. Yeah, it's not good. Some sycophants in the media refuse to acknowledge the political corruption. Another great noun, which is another one of my favorites, is a dilettante. And this word has 3 syllables, and there's kind of like a stress on that first and last syllable, dilettante. The reason I say it's one of my favorites words is because I guess, I could be considered a dilettante. Many of us can be considered dilettantes because its meaning is a person that cultivates an interest in something without really learning in-depth information. And I think this just happens with people all the time. We become interested in a topic and we learn a little bit about it so that we can converse with our friends and have discussions, but we have difficulty really debating this topic with facts and information because we just don't know enough.
They will remain dilettantes in war and tourists in Vietnam.
Your knowledge is a mile wide and an inch deep. Do you know what that makes you? A dilettante.
But if somebody calls you a dilettante, then it's probably not in a good sense because they're probably referring to you saying that, well, you're a person that you think you know a lot, but you really don't. You want to think she knows a lot about health and nutrition, but she's really a dilettante. The next noun is zenith. Has 2 syllables and the stress is on the first syllable. Zenith. And when talking about the zenith, you're talking about the top, the peak, the highest point or state of something or someone's condition. So if you are at the top, the highest point, then you are at the zenith.
You are at the
It
zenith.
basically implies that you're not going to go any higher. So it's like saying you've reached the top, you're not going to go any higher, and things are just going to start going downhill from here. His athletic career has reached its zenith. So I hope some of these nouns were new for you, and now that you've learned them, you can go out and practice using them so that you can improve your overall English fluency. Today I have a vocabulary lesson for you, and these words are all adverbs. They are advanced adverbs, and every single one of them ends in ly. And these are great adverbs to know because they're really going to help you accurately express your thoughts, opinions, and ideas. And throughout the lesson, I'm going to do a few things for you. I am going to show you the adverb. I will then tell you the correct pronunciation. I'll give you the meaning, and then I will also give you some example sentences so that you can see how the adverb is used in context. And that is really useful because it's just going to reinforce the meaning. So let's begin. The first adverb is annually. This word has 4 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable. The second syllable, it's like you're just saying that letter U. And the third syllable has that schwa, annually.
Annually.
And this adverb means that something is occurring once a year. Something happens once every year. It happens annually.
U.S. Marshal Service annually flies 155,000 prisoners around the country.
Evidence suggests it sheds its skin annually.
Extended annually?
12.
12 million a year.
It's also quite commonly used with numbers. For example, when you're talking about banking and maybe you earn interest on the money that's in the bank, and you will earn interest annually. We could also use it and say, everyone should file their taxes annually.
Annually.
The next word is reluctantly. This word has 4 syllables and the stress is on that second syllable. That third syllable also has that schwa, reluctantly, reluctantly. And what it means is that just unwillingness to do something, that you are not inclined to do this thing.
Reluctantly, I am asking for your help.
But all he gives his loser son is grief.
And a place to live.
Reluctantly. He gives that reluctantly.
Each year we have to pay our taxes annually, but I think most of us reluctantly file our taxes. It's not something we want to do, but we have to do it, and many of us do it reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
The employees reluctantly came into work over the weekend. Then we have unabashedly. This adverb has 5 syllables, and the stress is on that third syllable, that dash, unabashedly. That second syllable has that schwa, that sound, unabashedly. And what it means is just that you are not apologetic, you are not embarrassed, you are very certain about your position. You do something unabashedly, or maybe you say something unabashedly. She unabashedly told her boss that she wanted a raise.
That she wanted a raise.
Then we have an adverb that I like to use, and that is vaguely. It has 2 syllables, and the stress is on that first syllable, vaguely. And vaguely means that something is not clearly expressed or something is not clearly stated.
Does smell vaguely poisonous.
Who are exposing me to information and ideas that
seem vaguely familiar.
I were to reach our rendezvous on Titan.
What a time
Timestamp still attached to a vaguely irritating person.
Kramer, remember that whole deal with you selling Peterman your stories for his book and then he came back to you?
Vaguely.
We often use it with the word remember. I vaguely remember.
What do I vaguely remember?
I vaguely remember.
I vaguely remember the example.
I vaguely remember you telling me to pick this up at the grocery store. The next adverb is one of my favorites, fervently. It has 3 syllables and the stress is on that first syllable.
Damn.
Fervently. And what it means is that
Showtime. Showtime. Y'all know me. Oh damn. All right, y'all. It's time for boxing. He really has Freddy Krueger on his dashboard, huh?